One shot, let's begin. Town of Witches by Kichi Yoito. A play and translated by Joaquin Joestar. Alright, let's begin. Live reading, live reactions. If I mess up, that's why it be like that. Alright, let's begin. Attention, everyone. As you may have known, a dear student of our school by the name of Haragi Sayoko has recently passed away. Her past came as a surprise to us, and today we are here to. Is it true that she was actually murdered? I heard someone said she was seen covered in blood. I can't believe something like that happened in this town. All of you people don't know a single thing about her. She is the one who's been protecting this town. That's cool. It's a double thing, but was not uploaded, so that's fine. It's cool. Hey, you alright? I'm Amakawa Hikaru? And you're Hiragi Sayoko, right? We're in the same class. Just Sayoko's fine. So this is the first time we've talked, huh? What is that? Thing. Oh, this is a Mukuro. They're considered as unpredictable natural disasters. The sudden cause of death that you see every day are actually caused by these things without being seen. They live off consuming the life force of its victims. And the responsibility of taking down these Mukuro falls on me, a descendant of a witch. That was when I first met the witch Sayoko. Hiragi-san looks pretty today, too. One can never compete to someone like that. Good morning, Hikaru. Hikaru? Who was that? Don't know. What kind of relationship does he have with Hiragi-san? I just remember it's that Hikaru, the son of a Yakuza. It's better if you could just ignore me from now on. And why is that? It might create some misunderstandings. I mean, being acquainted with the son of a Yakuza, it'll. Well, that's dumb. I'm the only one who decides who I get to talk to. And I talk to you because I'm interested in you, Amakawa Hikaru. But Hiragi-san. Sayoko. Sayoko-san. Why are you fighting those things? Isn't it scary fighting those monsters? 'Cause protecting this town is my duty. The descendants of a witch have a duty to protect the town where they reside. Besides, this town isn't worth protecting. I've seen a lot of messed up things in this town myself. From the mayor who regularly accepts bribes, to parents who sell their own kids. I was raised in a family used to violence. Once people figure out who my family is, they treat me like I don't even exist. But who I hate the most is me, who can't even muster up the courage to run away from this town. There's nothing that I hate more. Ah, so that's why at the time you were gonna kill yourself. You see, Mukuro can only be seen by witches and people who clearly have a wish to die. You know, Hikaru, I really like this town. The bakery where they make my favorite melon pan. The spotted cat I see on the way to school. The park where I can hear the sound of kids running. All those things are what make this town so beautiful. How about you come with me, protecting this town together? At least before you decide to die. From that point on, I started to notice the view of the city became a bit prettier. Only just a bit. After that, Sayoko then showed me a lot of things. How she exterminates Mokuro, a tradition that's been passed down through generations. How she patrols town every day. How she uses magic. She also introduced me to the taste of a freshly baked melon pan. The evening view that looks like the starry night from above. The beautiful and calming orange tainted sky. And finally, how she was able to fight them all by herself. Man, that was fun. Hmm? I just realized that I don't like being alone. Now it's your fault. I'm a bit scared of doing this by myself again. I don't. There's still a lot of things that I don't know about this town. That's why, um, that means we get to keep doing this. I'm a bit scared of doing this all by myself again. I could say the same. Are you alright?
Thank you, big sis. I didn't know there was an earthquake happening. Oh.
Is that a bruise I see? Here, show it to me. I have a spell that'll make the pain go away.
Huh? Really?
Because protecting this town is my duty. I know, as a witch, you have to protect this town. That's the case. If that's the case, I just realized that I don't like being alone. You're just a simple high school girl who smiles like any normal person. Then, Hiragi Sayoko, who's going to protect you when it matters? Damn. I messed up. Didn't think it would end up in a draw. Aren't you gonna heal yourself? With the magic, right? What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna die. Witches aren't immortal. And the thing about magic is that it can't heal a fatal wound like this. Adding to that, there's no such thing as a resurrecting spell. Here, take this with you. It's an earring handed down through generations to the family. It still has a bit of my magic inside. If it's the average Mokuro, you'll be able to at least do it. I can't do this! Pain, pain, go away. Come again another day. There. That was the last of my magic. What are you saying? You're the one in pain. Why are you always like this? Always putting other people first, more than your own damn self. How about you come with me, protecting this town together? At least, before you decide to die. In the end, Sayoko's last spell didn't seem to have any effect on me. Three days have passed since Sayoko's death. Ever since that day, this town's been marching on as always. I wonder, why did Sayoko entrust me with this? Actually, this town where Sayoko died, wouldn't it be better if I just let it be?
Wait for me.
An earthquake? Wait, no, it isn't. This is... Hey, look at the ground. Let's get out of here.
Help. Please. Help.
What the hell am I doing? I know I should have run away. There's no way I could fight that thing. But if I run away now, it'll be like I'm denying everything she stands for. Her efforts, her existence. Will it all be for nothing? And I don't want that. Are you okay?
Yeah. Thanks, big bro.
What an amazing power. So, this is Sayoko's magic. Am I even good enough for this?
Hey, big bro, there's a scratch on your cheek. Does it hurt?
I'm fine. This is just an old scratch.
Don't worry, everything's fine. Pain, pain, go away. Come again another day. Do you know? This is a spell that makes the pain disappear. When I also got hurt before, someone did the same to me. It was the magical big sister who taught me this spell.
Ah, so it wasn't all for nothing. Magic hasn't died here yet. Sayako, even now, you're still here in this town. I really hate this town, but if I think of it as the town that you cherish, then it's not as bad as I thought. Right? Sayako? Alright, Joaquin Joestar, you did a good job. See, boom, boom, see? You can't see it on the camera, but look at that. Look at that. Got my little tears going in there. You did a good job, Joaquin Joestar. There was like a few minor grammar things here and there, but I think it's a really clean typesetting, and like if you see here, the boxes look clean. The redrawing looks clean, right? This looks clean. This looks clean. Leaving that is fine. It doesn't really matter too much, right? It says 10, which is there in English. Yeah, I would say like these redraws are pretty clean, right? Like of course you have this little thing with the text, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all, right? The fact is when you take Japanese and it falls on the page, you need to replace it. This is good. I like this. I think that they did a very, very good job. So Joaquin Joestar, you did wonderful with this. Being able to translate and the redraws, making sure everything stood here, right? And I think that's very, very cool. Like this huff, 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 right? You know, that's a lot of onomatopoeia you went and you translated. You know, I don't want that during the dramatic scene. Really, really good too, right? Nice. So, this is a lovely one shot. I absolutely love it. Um, I think that it's a really good premise. It's a really interesting one. I've never seen all of Gurren Lagann. I think I stopped when Kamina died. And so I think this kind of gives off a same vibe, or like you have this like mentor character here, and if you wanted to extend this into a bit of a longer series, you absolutely could, right? You could just go and be like, hey, let's extend this here. We'll have her maybe the first volume or two, and then after that, we get more of the lore in the world. We could see that like, oh no, then he has to be the hero, right? Now, whether or not this would make it to 3 volumes depends on the readers here, because you know 3 volumes is kind of a lot for some series, right? But it's well drawn. I think the art is good. Right, the characters I think are distinct enough to stand out. Like I could go and like picture them like, oh okay, solid characters. The designs are nice. I think that it's also that if you look at the uniform, it's simple, but I feel like this is still stylish enough for her to stand out. So why do I bring that up? Well, when you're like drawing things, trying to draw them action pages here, you got to think about how complex it is. So here you draw the dress, boom, 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 put the buttons here. The jacket probably takes up a lot of the time, honestly, more than anything else. So I think it's good, right? It's a nice, solid thing here, and then it's more simplistic in other views. There's a lot of stitching here. That's nice. And then she gets blah. If I were to say one thing, well, of course, well, let me get to with the grades first. The faces are good. I think this is solid here. I like the inking here that it's done to go and add on to the extra effect. You know, I think he does a very good job of like, you know, making him feel timid, right? Like, part of the thing is that he would go and he seems like he's always kind of sad, a little bit more down, and all of that stuff. I really, really like that. Yeah, I think it's good. The facial expressions are really, really nice. If I were to say like one minor criticism, and I think this is like just a genre thing here, um, it's that if you try to look at the action scenes, there is no real action, right? Like you have this one big blast, boom, he dead, right? And then the next fight is basically the same thing, right? Like, well, you can see here, boom, magic, and then here, uh, again, boom, magic, right? So, there's no real action here. It's like very, very, very nice though. I wonder if these all kind of have the same design here, right? The human teeth is a nice touch here. It all being black and like not seeing on this world is always good. So solid stuff. I think the premise is solid, and it's also the fact that these are tied to like emotions, right? And I think this could resonate with a lot of people potentially. Like like you'll have those people like, oh, a Mukuro is coming after me, right? Is that the depression's hitting me, the Mokuro's hitting me, and then you try to hope you magic it away. Maybe you do a pretty power away it or something. I don't know, right? Maybe maid cafes are really the answer to your depression. I don't know. Have you tried it there? I have, and I'm $72,000 in debt. I actually don't know if are there any maid cafes in America? I think there's one in California. I think there are some at anime conventions. Yeah, yeah, and that is a thing. But yeah, I think if there was another thing, it's something that I'm kind of conflicted with, and I think that they probably made like a really good choice here. And I think and this actually might be a problem of the fact that this is only 40 pages, more so than anything else, because I think this is actually very well done, right? Like, cause you could rearrange the story so many different ways. You could have it go and then like meet her. Instead of having this being the starting page, you could have this, her being like this here. She's the one who's protecting this town, and then boom, 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 and then after the whole funeral thing, when she dies here, you could go in, right? Like, with that, you don't even necessarily need the intro, right? Which is interesting. But anyway, maybe another 20 pages, or maybe this should be split into two chapters. But the main thing that I'm saying is that all this sounds good, right? I can say every page has a purpose. This page here, sell introductory purpose. This page, double spread here, actiony here, introductiony here, more exposition. Explaining Mukuro's here, more exposition. I go here. Here, you're trying to establish that he is a dangerous person with the son of a Yakuza. She doesn't care. Blah blah blah. This town's worth protecting. He's deep in despair because he's in the Yakuza. As since he's in the Yakuza, he's depressed and he sees how horrible the world really is. And then you're contrasting with her perspective, where it's like, oh yeah, I love this town. It's amazing. She chooses to see the good, right? So all of this stuff is like kind of going into each other. It's because, right? I think this is done right. It's not an and, it's because. Because he is a Yakuza, he is depressed. Because he is depressed, he's going to be chased by Mukuro here. Because of that, she shares it here. Because of that, she invites him here. It all kind of leads one into the other. And then, like, for this year, like, okay, great. They spend each other. They love each other, all this. So it all flows well. This is the one thing where, like, this is a minor editorial choice, but I think that they ultimately made the right choice. Is that if we heard the spell right here initially, where it's like, hey, I have a spell that will make the pain go away. I thought she meant an actual spell at first, but then it was like this little song. I'm like, okay, that's wonderful, great. Well, I didn't realize the song till later. And then here, flashback here, she dies, she loses the fight here, can't heal herself. Fair enough, goes here, and then her just kind of going, pain, pain, go away, come again another day, like that. That like kind of comes out of nowhere. I kind of figured it was probably the song, just because it's like in English, it's like, rain, rain, go away, come again another day, like one of those childhood kid songs. So that it has the whole vernacular. Otherwise, it's not like pain, pain, go away, come again another day, right? And this impact is mildly lessened by the fact that it's you know, that it just kind of comes out of nowhere, right? But it's a pain giving spell. Um, and then here they go. He has to go put in. I love this trope of like the person who doesn't want to be a hero going in to be a hero, and he does it right. And I like this here. The pain, pain, go away, come again another day. Um, I like this too. Like I think this is a really good way to cap it off. It goes to cap her legacy to show she's influencing the world, and this, that, at the other. Even after she dies, I like the fact that you go here, go oh, there's the melon pan station here, or the melon bread station, and it's like okay, that's all good. I love that. And I'm trying to see what she talks about how good the town is. What else does she mention? Check from the bakery, the park, yeah, the bakery in the park. So we see all these parts right here. The bakery at the park. Um, but then if you do the pain pain go away song too many times in this, 3 times, right? She says it to the kid at first, um, and then to him later, and then at the end, it's like, oh, okay, well, 3 times too many. And then if you did it like the first time and the third time, I think it's a really interesting thing. Or like pain, pain, go away, right? So it's like you help the kid, you have the legacy. But there's also something distinctly tragic about her singing that little song to him as she's dying. And so this one, 2 and 3, is also a really good choice because you're just trying not to oversaturate the limited pages that you have. It's a really nice way to cap it off, but I think that's an interesting choice because you could really put it in 3 different places here, and each could have a distinct impact, right? Because the fact that it doesn't work, right? It's like no, 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 no. Right? He's like it doesn't work. And the end side was spell didn't seem to have any effect on me. And then it seemed to work for the little girl, and then the spell worked on him, right? At the end, I think that's nice because the spell didn't work. Now it does. All of that stuff. So it's really interesting how each of these kind of plays into each other. But maybe it probably is better second, third. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Um, really like it. Really good story. This could be a one shot. Oh, I mean, it is a one shot. This could also do well to be spread over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chapters in a volume, right? I think that there's enough density here that you could do more. That Yakuza plotline, not really played with it too much. You can play with it a little bit more, where you create more tragic things that they try to work around that and stuff. But yeah, I think it's wonderful. Looks like this is the only work of Kichi Yoto, and you know what? It's all good. Awesome, awesome. With all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.